All right, chat. Nvidia is still set at like 890s. The Q at 438s. All right, chat. We're a little bit early today, but that's all right. All right. Will the Fed cut or pause rates today? I'm gonna go with a pause. It's almost certain that we're gonna pause today. All right, Jack. All right, guys. At 438.60s. The dot map. What do you mean? What's up, Adrian? What do you think gold will do? I don't know. It's at 2150s right now. 2 p.m. is in like 6 hours or wait. Yeah, it's at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, I'll get some music playing. There's this one song that they keep copyright flagging me for, and then releasing it. There's this one song that every freaking day I've been getting copyright. It's not a strike. Like, there's a difference between a strike and a claim. A claim is basically saying, "Hey, you need to share your money with me, beginner trading. You're using my song." A strike is like, "Hey, we're striking your channel." But again, it's not a strike. Every day I've been getting a claim from from Epidemic Sounds, and I have Epidemic Sounds. You know, like I have a subscription to Epidemic Sounds, and every day I gotta file a dispute and be like, "Yo, this is my third time doing this. Like you filed a claim on it yesterday, and then when I complained about it, you released it, and then you did it again today. This is the third time, so I gotta avoid this song today. So that's why I'm kind of waiting. I removed it from my playlist, so it shouldn't happen, but like I'm gonna make sure now. Before I go ahead and play that song. I'm still not 100%. I feel a lot better, though, but I'm still not 100%. All right, guys, FOMC day today. Again, my channel has broke 10 million views. Shout out to beginner trading, man. 10 mil. I took a picture of it, actually. Wait, I took a picture of the song that keeps flagging. It's a glitch on Epidemic Sounds part. Look, here it is. Why Did I is the name of the song. Why Did I? Now let me make sure this song is nowhere in my playlist. Why Did I? Nope. I'm actually going to remove all of this dude's songs. Oh, wait, I do have a lot of his songs. Hold on, let me make sure none of the other ones, that they were all just the same song. Because they sent me one another. They sent me one every freaking day. There it is. Okay, it's all the same song, so I should be good now. I should be good. Let's go ahead and listen to music. All right. Chipotle split? Did they do a split? They needed to, man. Honestly, $3,000 a share. It's just kind of ridiculous. You know? But we're here today. We're back. Oh, wait. Y'all can actually hear the music playing in the background. That wasn't good. All right, chat. We're a little bit early today, but that's all right. All right, will the Fed cut or pause rates today? I'm going to go with a pause. It's almost certain that we're going to pause today. All right, sorry. I had to check back. I wanted to make sure something, but yeah. It shouldn't have been loud enough to, yeah. So we should be good. All right. Yeah, that's it. Last night I randomly looked at it. This morning saw it was up $200 pre-market and was like, huh? Yeah, I don't know, man. Again, they need to split because it's so unaffordable for the average investor. Right, so it's... Honestly, my channel's grown a lot, man. I gotta make sure this is the right link. Hold on. All right, there we go. Let me update this then. Let me update the channel defaults as well. Settings, upload defaults. There we go. And then let me fix this. There we go. That one's good already. All right. It's a bubble. What's up, Liz? I like this channel a lot, and I hear the things you say in chat. You are like a free college level course for many people. Hats off to you. Hey, thank you. I mean, it becomes fairly easy to understand, like, most economics once you understand federal, like, reserve decisions and like their tools. Like, once you understand the Federal Reserve tools and like what the consequence of each of them are, then you start to be able to understand like what's going on in the bigger picture of economics in the country. You start to understand, and it's certainly more nuanced than even I put it out here. Like, a lot of the time we're looking at services, we're looking at different things. Certain things can be hot or cold in markets that influence the Fed's decisions as well. But like, once you understand that the federal funds rate is the rate that banks charge each other to loan money overnight. But the important part about the federal funds rate is that eventually trickles into everything else, right? that eventually trickles into other interest rates as well to consumers. And so raising the federal funds rate is essentially eventually going to raise interest rates to consumers. Lowering the federal funds rate or cutting the federal funds rate is eventually going to lower interest rates to consumers. And so, the only way we would cut the federal funds rate is if the economy was weak, or if the economy was at risk of being weak, or if inflation was under control is probably a better way to say it. The economy doesn't necessarily have to be weak for us to cut rates. Inflation just has to be under control, because it's better to be cutting rates and lowering rates for the average consumer than it is to be raising them, of course, because when you raise interest rates, it causes a lot of stuff to just be much more expensive, and you got people that don't understand economics complaining about high prices, yet also saying we're in a recession or a depression and stuff like that. And it's just not the same thing. They're two sides of the different problems. I don't know if we're going to go up or down. I really don't. What if they hike the rate rather than cutting it? Inflation is higher on last inflation data. Yeah, I mean, CPI was higher. Core CPI was higher. Like, CPI was universally higher than expected, but they're not going to raise rates. Like, they're done raising rates. They're not. The only way they would raise rates is if we saw massive inflation spikes. Like, the signs of inflation spiking would be the labor market getting way too hot, like the jobs market getting way too hot. Like, the JOLTS report comes out, I think, next week. And if that data came in really, really hot, and then inflation spiked to like 5% or something crazy, then the Fed might say, hold on, like, inflation's not under control, let's do one more rate hike. But it would only be like one more. You got to understand, like, when you raise rates, you're hurting banks, you're hurting consumers, because when you raise the federal funds rate, you are causing interest rates to go higher. That's what you're ultimately eventually doing, is causing interest rates to go higher. And interest rates are already like 8%, like mortgage rates are already 8%. And so we don't want them to go any higher. If they go higher, nobody's going to buy anything. And that's going to hurt the economy. And so the Fed doesn't want to do that. And these rate hikes hurt banks. Like we saw after 2020 in the quantitative easing and the money printing and the stimulus checks that went on in 2020, they brought interest rates down to damn near zero. And the banks were loving life, of course, but the consequence to that was really high inflation. And so what the Fed did afterwards is they raised rates really aggressively for a long period of time afterwards. They raised rates over and over and over again. They raised them 25 basis points, 50 basis points, 50 basis points, 50 basis points, and they raised it over and over again. And that was detrimental to the banks. That's not good for the banks. By raising interest rates, you have to understand the logic of it, which is that when you raise the federal funds rate, you're causing interest rates to go up. When you cause interest rates to go up, it's hurting banks. Like, banks are hurting. It's hurting the consumers as well. But banks live off of loans and lending. And so if it costs a lot more to get lending, the banks are going to struggle for it. You saw a lot of regional banks fail at the same time last year in March. And this was partly from the rate hikes that we had over the previous year. You saw like First Republic and a lot of regional bank failures in March of 2023. And so, and some this year, we had whichever one that failed this year too. And it's not purely from the rate hikes. Like, it's not only from the rate hikes, but it certainly didn't help. And so there is a consequence to just continuously raising rates. It's not like we can keep raising rates and there's just no consequence to the economy, to the public, and to banks. And again, sometimes these things can, if you let rate hikes go on too long, then you cause a depression, you cause recessions, because people stop spending so much that it causes recessions and depressions, So, you don't want to just keep raising rates aggressively, even though I would argue that it's certainly too early to cut rates. And I think we should just pause for a while, and I think we probably will. I think we're at least going to pause until June, in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't freaking know. But I think if it was me, I would pause until at least June, maybe longer, because again, if we raise rates, that's pushing us more towards the other fears of recession, depression risks. If we cut rates, we're doing so a little bit too early, especially with inflation being a little sticky over the last few months, higher than expected inflation data. Although it's not like inflation at 3% isn't necessarily like terrible, but it's certainly not great to be higher than expected and worse than expected for inflationary data. So, it's nuanced, but yeah. New York City Bank, yeah, that was what it was. And so, yeah, you just got to understand like the cause and effect of rate decisions. A Fed that's overly hawkish for too long. The Fed's job is to be hawkish when they need to be to push inflation down, but not so long that it's going to cause a recession, or worse. That's the Fed's job. You know what I mean? So, and they've effectively done that. They raised rates. If we look at the federal funds rate decisions, like, look, let me find a graph for the federal funds rate. So let me find this year. So yeah, here's a 5-year graph of the federal funds rate, right? So it'll effectively show you how the Fed has been doing what they've been doing, right? So they started raising rates in February of 2022. This is after inflation got sticky. You can see in 2020, they did quantitative easing, money printing, and they reduced the federal funds rate. They dropped it all the way down to almost zero. They brought interest rates down to almost zero. Again, 0.05% in April of 2020. So the pandemic happened. They reduced interest rates and they kept them pretty low all the way until January of 22. So for a few years, they kept interest rates down to almost zero. The reason they did this, again, is because the economy was at risk from the pandemic. People weren't working. People weren't spending. They needed to stimulate spending in that regard by reducing interest rates. And again, the reason this influences spending is because when you reduce interest rates, especially when they're damn near down to zero, what happens? People have a lot more money to spend on other stuff, right? So if they're not paying a super expensive car note, if they're not paying a super expensive mortgage, they're going to have a lot more money to spend on other stuff, and thus it contributes to higher spending in a saved economy. And again, they kept interest rates down here for almost 2 years. Eventually, they started to raise rates. So when they started raising the federal funds rate, the effective federal funds rate, you can see they bumped it up, bumped it up, bumped it up, bumped it up. Eventually, they brought it up to right around where it is now. And they've been pausing since August. But again, they've already done a lot of rate hikes, and these rate hikes that have a lagging effect. So they're not going to directly influence the economy for like a year. And so we raise rates, and this brought inflation down. Like these big rate hikes, they did bring inflation down. We're at almost 3% now, and we've been pausing since August of last year. So I mean, that's what's going on right now. But there's a cause and effect. Their job is to raise interest rates to consumers, but not cause a recession. And they've effectively done that, So yeah, I'll do a poll. It was the best of times and the worst of times. Love it. All right. Yeah, well, Jerome Powell cut rates today. Yes or no? Well, it's not Powell. It's not purely Powell. Well, the FOMC cut rates today. Yes or no? Vote on the poll. Let me know how you feel. Yeah, inflation's not bad right now. Like, inflation's at 3%. It's not that. That's not that bad, realistically. Like, it really ain't that bad. Troll saying yes. All right, and we did make some money on Apex yesterday, so you love to see that. And again, if you want to join me on Apex, right now they have an 80% off sale on Apex. 80% off sale. You can use promo code BT. Beginner trading. We did make some money yesterday. If you want to see my graph on Apex's PA, this is a performance account on Apex. This is my graph from yesterday. Don't worry about this little guy right here. Don't worry about him. We only had about $100 drawdown on a $161 day, so we did make more than our drawdown, which is always good. That's something I always shoot for. Is like I try to make more than my drawdown. If not, my risk reward's not going right. So we did all right versus what we risked on the day. So you log into your dashboard music. If you want to log into your Fomc account, depending on if you're on Trade-Evade or Rhythmic, you log in to your dashboard, your Apex dashboard. On the right side of your dashboard, it should say your login stuff like this. Look, I'll show you mine. I've got Rhythmic and Trade-Evade accounts. So it should say something like, let me blop this out. Yeah, look, it should say something like this. Like it should say something like this, right? Where you can actually see it on the right side. It'll have your login right there. Pulled 10K this month from them. Nice, Fister. People are just happy because making a ton in stock market, but rest of 80% population are doing rough. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like I live in like the city I live in. I mean, I don't know, man. I think it depends on which sector you're looking at. Real estate's always been struggling for the last few years. You know, commercial real estate's been tanking. So I mean, I don't know, man. It really depends on which way you look at it, to be honest. They growed Powell during the last meeting. He'll pause rates. Yeah, he's gonna pause. He's not gonna cut. I don't think. Remember complaining about the economy. It's an Olympic sport. Yeah, for sure. My favorite quote. We watched The Big Short recently. The truth is like poetry, and most people effing hate poetry. I love it. That's like one of my favorite quotes. Most people don't know how to make money. That's the problem. Honestly, bro, it's not hard right now. You know, like the real problem is that most people spend their time making money, wasting their time making small amounts of money, and they stay really stagnant with it. So like they stay with one very low paying job for way too long. Like, listen, and if you're young, if you're young even more, like if you're young, it's the time to take risks. It really is. It's the time to take risks. You know, if you want to start a business, do it when you're young, man. I mean, you can do it when you're older, and that's fine. And some people are wildly successful doing it. But do it when you're young. That's the time to take risks. All right, chat. Today, the FOMC meeting goes live. Let's see what the poll says. So 80% saying no, they're not going to cut rates. I agree. I'm glad you guys got it right this time. Because like there were polls that we did where we were like, are they going to cut rates? And everybody was like, yeah. They're not. They're not. Listen, I think I taught you guys economics enough for y'all to understand. Again, if you ever want to know the probabilities of a Fed decision, the CME watch tool. This is used by almost every major economist in the world. All right. If you want to know what the probabilities are for a rate decision, the CME Group Watch tool is, again, it's used by every major economist in the world for the most part. It'll give you the probabilities of what happens here. I can go to May and see. So like most of the people are expecting a pause. 525 to 550 is a pause. 1% expect a cut today. 1%. And it's probably less than that. They just can't do half. They can't do less than a percentage. We can check out the May decision. Here's May. May decision, same thing. 91% roughly expecting a pause. 9% expecting a cut. 0.1%. Oh, they can do 0.5%. Okay, 0.1% in May expecting a 50 basis point cut, which is just not going to happen. Unless we start cutting rates early. June, Okay, June is when most people expect a cut, and myself as well. Most people expect a 25 basis point cut in June, 5.2 expect a 50 basis point, and then about 40% of people still expect a pause. And so it's certainly not guaranteed for June. We look at July, same thing, about 50% expecting a pause. Wait, no. About 50% of people expecting a 25 basis point cut, 22% of people expecting a pause, and 27% of people expecting a 50 basis point cut, 2.3% of people expecting a 75 basis point cut, which is just not going to happen. And again, you can look at September, look at all these numbers, they're going to pivot. 50 basis point cut expected. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, overarching point I think is we're probably going to start cutting rates in June, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but June is what I'm guessing. Yeah, you use the same sign-in that you use for your eval, but when you go to select account, like if you have multiple accounts, it should let you transition from each individual account. Look for the one that says PA on the front of it. That's how you trade it. Like on Quant Tower, I've got my regular accounts up as well as my PA accounts up. So yeah, that's how it goes. What's up, Sam? Anything to get us some action in this market? Will you live stream until 2 p.m.? No, I'm going to stop. We're going to cover the open and stuff today, and then we're going to stop and come back around. We're going to come back a little early, but yeah, we're going to be here. Don't worry. Are you trading on the micro today? Yeah, I'm trying to probably trade the micro. But yeah, what I notice is most people don't understand how to make money online. Like, we're really in an online age, guys. Like, we're really in an online age. Like, you don't have to go work a corporate environment if you don't want to now. You can make $40,000, $50,000 a year sitting on your computer every day. You know, there's so many different ways to make money. And it's not, like, you're going to have to try some until something sticks. But you'll be able to find something. You know, prior to this YouTube channel, I had a book business where I'd go to thrift stores and I'd scan them using a Bluetooth barcode scanner. I'd scan the barcodes of the books, and I would program the barcode scanner to jingle on my phone. Like, it was connected to my phone, it would jingle. It would do. You know, every time a book was worth over $20. You know, so I'd go to these thrift stores that sold books for 50 cents, $1, and I would just scan, and I could do it very quickly. Like, I programmed the whole database for the lowest price on Amazon into my phone, and I would just scan, and then wait to hear that jingle. It was really like this was like a dopamine like release, you know, every time I would do it. Eventually I'd hit like a $40 or $50 book, a $100 book, a $200 book. I sold books that were worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I bought for 50 cents at thrift shops. Made thousands of dollars a month doing it. That's kind of where I got this library from. Eventually it got really saturated though. But I did that for years and years. And now I was also a bartender when I was young and like a lot of stuff. So I did a bunch of different stuff. But yeah, the point is there's ways to make money online. It's not passive, but there's ways to make money. And you just got to figure them out. Like, there's lots of ways. Everyone traveling, spending money, inflation will tick up, so no pause. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I built this indicator. And again, I'm watching crypto. Alright, that one didn't work. That one worked. I'm telling you guys, I built this indicator for Bitcoin. Like, look at this. Like, let's try it on gold. I've never tried it on gold. I'm not going to tell you guys what the conditions are. but I call it the strict reversal indicator. And check it out. I mean, look, this indicator showed up on a, I've never looked at it this short term though, but look, it showed up here. Nice little bounce. That's a big move in gold. So I've never really tried it, but with gold, let's see what else it showed. It's doing really good at like finding the bottoms. Like look at the bottoms. Like it shows up right at the bottom. It's like a scalping indicator on a 1 minute chart, it looks like. Yeah, these were probably wrong. This is the first one I've really seen wrong on the chart though. It does a pretty good job of like calling the bottom. It's not perfect, but it's only a long indicator. I got to program the opposite conditions on the short side. That one was wrong. It really surprised me with Bitcoin, right? Like Bitcoin, I did Bitcoin on a short-term chart, and it was impressive. Like look at this. It didn't really miss on Bitcoin. Look at the low. It called the bottom. Look at the bottom. Boom. Bottom. Boom. Like, look, Bitcoin, it really didn't miss. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is. This one was wrong. But look, bottom. Literally called the bottom. Look at these big bounces. Look at the bottom. Look, right at the bottom. Boom. And it doesn't repaint either. Look, bottom. I mean, that was all right. We still got to follow through bounce. So only one didn't work so far. This one maybe didn't work. I guess you could argue it. Look at this one, though. Follow through. So that's 2 out of, like, what? Like 15? Look, called the bottom. Got to follow through bounce. Maybe these up here didn't work. But yeah, I'll have to test it some more. I'm building it right now. I'm not going to tell you the conditions. But it's pretty impressive. Like, I like it. We'll see if it keeps it up. Let me turn this off. Let me try a 5-minute chart, actually. I haven't tried it on a 5-minute chart. Let's try a 10-minute chart. Okay. 15-minute chart. Bottoms. I don't know how well it works on a 15-minute chart. I'll have to keep testing it, though. I haven't really tested it on a 5-minute chart either. I mean, the 5-minute chart is the one I actually tested on yesterday. Look at that, right at the bottom on a 5-minute. It looks like it works the best on a 5-minute. Look at this. So it got the low of this one, right? Like, look at the low. It caught the exact bottom. And then look at this one. It caught the exact bottom. Caught the bottom here. Follow through. It's probably a better thing to do is use these on a 5-minute chart too. So it didn't miss on a 5-minute chart. I'll have to keep testing it. I'm going to turn it off. But yeah, not too bad. Bitcoin still, you know, struggling, it looks like. Here's gold. I wonder about gold on a 5-minute chart too. Let me look this up now. I'm gonna have to get a long-term 5-minute chart to really test it though, which I can. It looks like it worked on gold on a longer term chart too. Hold on, let me adjust the time frame. All right. All right, so gold on a 5-minute chart. Yeah, this is definitely a 5-minute chart indicator because it killed it on a lot of these. Wow. It called the bottom. I have to go play with some leverage using this one. There it is. That's pretty good at identifying bottoms. I don't know what my success rate is. I'll have to keep playing with it, to be honest. I really don't know. U.S. oil. Somebody's asking for U.S. oil. USO, right? It doesn't show up a lot for U.S. oil, but every time it showed up so far, it worked. Yeah. Yeah. So again, for U.S. oil, it doesn't show up a lot, but every time it showed up, it followed through and it worked, that I'm seeing here. Except for maybe one. Like, look, I'll show you guys. Alright. I have to adjust the time frame here so that, Alright, so here's U.S. oil. Alright, so look, it literally called the bottom of this range. I wonder if it works better in pre-market too. Look, here's another one. It doesn't show up a lot though, and that might be a good thing. I'll have to program it to set the alerts, but look, covered the bottom, showed up right at the bottom of the range. Look, same thing here. Called the bottom. Got a nice little follow through afterwards. Same thing here. Called the bottom. Got a nice little follow through. I don't think it's missed so far. Again, a 5-minute chart's where it really shines. You got to find different symbols that it works on though. Again, I'm not going to tell you guys the conditions. This one, we did get a follow through, so that one worked too. Look, this was the only arguable one that maybe didn't work, but we did bounce up a lot. It just didn't get the exact bottom, but we did, you know, rip up a lot. This one maybe, but I think that one's kind of neutral. We did bounce up afterwards. It depends on where you call the low. I think the impressive part about the rest of it is that it's calling the literal exact bottom. Like this. Like, look, that's the bottom. Follow through. That one looks good. This one low liquidity, so I don't know if you want to call that one not working, but yeah, that's just what we're seeing so far. It's calling the bottom and bouncing a little bit. Sometimes the trend just continues down. But yeah, again, here's gold. Gold sitting at 2150s. I really liked it on gold though. Like, look, literal bottom here. It works the best when liquidity's the highest, I'm seeing. So I think if you add liquidity to it, maybe I can adjust this script. We're gonna take it off though. Boeing. I got out of Boeing days ago. I'm just not sitting in that, man. It's too risky, you know. And it looks like it was a good move because Boeing's all the way down at 170s, dropping even more in pre-market this morning. So, you think Chipotle will keep pushing? Yeah. Well, they announced a split, right? Yeah, we got 7 hours until the FOMC meeting. Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy in terms of viewership for sure. It's gonna be a lot of people. My wife saw a Cybertruck in person, you know, and my wife is one of the biggest Cybertruck haters in the world right now. Top 3 for sure, right? My wife hates the Cybertrucks, or she did. She saw one in person, and now she kind of wants to get one. I'm not even lying. She saw one in person, and now she kind of wants to get one. I think it's a different thing when you see it in person. The way she described it is that it turns heads, and it's impressive looking. You know, even though she didn't like it, like, before. So... yeah, interesting. Ariana Grande reportedly will make a one-time payment of $1.25 million to Dalton Gomez, as well as give him half the proceeds from the sale of their LA home. Bro, this little thing just broke the freaking windshield. All right, Google has introduced Video Poet, and it's mind-blowing. It's literally Chat GPT for text to video, image to video, and video editing. Oh, dude, please. When is this coming out? When is this coming out, man? Come on. I need it. Google. Is it out? Oh, it is, bro. Give me this. Sign me up, dude. Where are we at? How can I sign up for this? I want it now. I'm like the kid on Willy Wonka. I want it now. I need it. It edits for me? Dude, give me this, man. How do I sign up, bro? Where are we at? I see it. It looks great. You don't have to sell me on it anymore. I'm ready for it. Look, Google, I'm your friend here, bro. You know? I stream on your platform every day. Give me Video Poet. It says it came out February 8th. How do I get it? It's not publicly available yet. When it was announced and showcased, it's still currently under development and not accessible for general use. I'm ready for it. They haven't announced a release date. It's alright. It'll come soon eventually. Bro, I really am a kid at Christmas for that thing, dude. Yeah, well, I'd much rather a freaking McLaren, you know, 720, but like, you know. Honestly, I feel like even if I had the money, I would have to have, in order to buy a McLaren, the problem that you see with a lot of people is that they're buying super expensive cars with a low net worth, right? Like they're buying cars that are worth $300,000 and their net worth is like $2 million, you know? So like that's a crazy big percentage of your overall net worth. That's like 15% of your net worth. That's right, right? $300,000 is 15% of 2 million. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. That's the math in my head. It's got to be right. What is 15% of 2 mil? Okay, yeah. So they're spending 15% of their income Math in my head checks out. They're spending 15% of their income on a freaking wildly depreciating asset. A wildly depreciating asset. And so in order to be able to really afford like a McLaren 720 or whatever they're called, which are like $300,000, realistically you need like 20 million, you know, to realistically be able to afford that. And then even then it's probably not wise to drive it a lot and make it depreciate even more. But the problem is everybody wants to look rich, and so they end up spending like 20%, 30% of their net worth on a super depreciating asset. Will the Fed increase interest rates? Absolutely not. You finance it? That's even worse right now at 8%. Yeesh. You could lease it. Leasing it I would understand, but yeah, but it's a write-off, bro. They recently changed some of the loopholes there. I mean, maybe it's a write-off. Maybe, if it's justifiable. Write-off. Renting the car on Turo is the worst. I mean, honestly, bro, like, everybody wants to be a finance guru. Not you. I'm not talking about you, Jay. I'm telling y'all this so that y'all recognize total nonsense when you hear it. All right, listen to what I'm about to say. Okay, everybody wants to be a financial guru. Most of the time, they're making more money on like social media pretending to be like a finance guru than they are outside of social media and all that stuff. You know, like this whole business idea, you see some people that are like, yeah, bro, you know, you buy a $300,000 car, you rent it out for 20 days a month at $2,000, you know, you profit $40K a month, bruh. You know, business, entrepreneur, buy my course, guys. Like, it's total nonsense. Do you know how bad that's going to depreciate that car? Like, number one, you're not going to rent it out every freaking day of the month. It's just not feasible to expect it. You're not going to rent it out half the days of the month. And when you do rent it out, they're going to put so much mileage on it, they're going to dog out that car. Is the easiest way to put it. They're going to dog out that freaking car. And your car that is $300,000 is going to get absolutely destroyed renting it out to teenagers and renting it out to randoms. Who takes care of a rental car? Nobody. I certainly don't. Most people don't here either as well. So the idea that you could somehow rent out your luxury car and have some type of viable business from you buying a luxury car and then renting it out on Turo, like, you're going to depreciate that car so much in such a short period of time that car is going to be worth half of what it was prior to doing that. It's the worst business idea I could ever think of. Yet you got everybody and their mom on social media trying to act like they're some type of business guru, telling you that that's some type of justifiable business idea. And it's the worst idea you could ever have. Like, you're going to put so much mileage on a supercar, it's going to get destroyed. And the insurance is going to be so high, it's not going to be justifiable regardless. It's just a horrible idea. Yet everybody acts like, again, people want to do business. Like, they want to start their own businesses. And sometimes that blinds them to reality of things. And this is one of those things. Like, people are just so desperate to start a business that they end up making really bad decisions trying to look successful, you know? Like don't try to look rich, be rich. And being rich doesn't mean like tanking your supercar so you can rent it out on an app. Just a terrible idea. Right, yeah, you know. Yeah, you won't be able to resell it, is the problem. Even if I'm a lurker 99% of the time and the subject is around 20 minutes in the past, congrats on making an indicator and working on it. I know how difficult the fine tuning is. Good luck. Hey, thanks, Constantine. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you watching the streams. Lurkers are all right here. You know, I know a lot of people lurk. Like, if you don't know the online, the term lurker refers to somebody that watches but they never talk. You know, and that's all right. You know, I appreciate you guys too, even if you never say anything. Hey, nice music. Nice, brother. Again, remember, if you want to help support your boy here, use promo code BT, beginner trading, BT. Get the max discount on Apex. Right now, again, 80% off. Right now, 80% off, plus a one-day pass. So if you sign up and you pass the test today, you get funded today. One-day pass on Apex. They give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can pass the test, great. They fund you between $25,000, and the base one's only $30. And so for $30, you could take a challenge. If you pass it, basically on the base one, you got to make $1,500 in profit without losing $1,500. So a really reasonable 1-to-1 ratio on the 25K one. And if you pass it, you get funded same day. It's only $30, and once you're funded, you get a 90% split. So if you take that 25K account, you make 10K, you get to keep 9 of that. You really get to keep your first 25,000 in profit as well. You get to take 2 withdrawals a month from them, and Apex pays out millions. They paid out over $100 million already in actual payouts. And so again, if you want to check out Apex, use promo code BT, beginner trading. They're a sponsor. I'm biased because they pay me money. But yeah, if you want to check it out, there's the link right there in chat. Appreciate the love, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, I mean, lurkers are not... I didn't create the name lurkers. That's been around for a long time. Like, that's been around before, you know... That's been around since forum days, you know? Hey, what's up, Malt? Hey, thanks, bro. It's all good, dude. FOMC news impact on US dollar, up or down? Impossible to tell, brother. Impossible to tell. It depends on what the Fed says. We're almost certainly going to pause rates. So we're almost certainly not going to raise. We're almost certainly not going to cut. We're almost certainly going to pause rates. The question is, what does Jerome Powell say? What is his tone? Is he hawkish, dovish? What does he think in regards to rate cuts this year? Like, when does he think we're going to start cutting rates? That's what everybody's going to be sitting here waiting. Listen about inflation, stuff like that. Like, that's what you want to listen to. Yeah. Top 3 lurkers in the world right now. Sound keeps dropping. I'm in sound right now. Is it really? Yesterday was a very flat day. We just didn't do much. I'm green today. That's nice. We're slightly green. I'm telling you, every time I've dip bought Apple, it's worked out. Yeah, you have to start over again. If you lose the threshold, you start over again. Yes. Yes, doctor. That's correct. But again, you got to understand, if you lose, you're out $30. Like, that teaches you how to trade with rules. And again, that's the powerful thing about it, is that it teaches you how to trade with rules. It really does. Like, that's the useful thing. It teaches you how to trade with rules. Yeah, buddy. What here? Just don't. Not right now, buddy. Here, you can open up one. All right. Son's in here trying to open up Pokemon cards. Hi.
Did you say that Jack could open a Pokemon card pack?
Yeah.
I already won.
One. He opened up one?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I kind of told him he could yesterday. I told him he could open them up this morning, so he can open them.
Alright, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, love you. My son's in here trying to open up Pokemon cards. Honestly, yesterday I took him to the Pokemon store, and I bought him Pokemon cards. I bought him like 8 packs of Pokemon cards. And so I told him, I was like, look, bro, you and me can both open up 1 pack in the car. The rest of the time, we got to wait until we get home, you know? And so, of course, like, we get in the car, and, you know, I'm looking behind me, and I see him, and I'm like, hey, bro, what are you doing? And he's opening up more than 1 pack. And so I took him away, man. I said, nope, we're not opening up anymore today. You're going to have to sit here, and you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait until the morning. I was like, we're not opening up anymore. I was going to open up all of them once we got home, but, you know, he just couldn't help it. And so, yeah. That's how it goes sometimes. You got to put your foot down. Honestly, I'm looking at my reversal indicator on a 1-minute chart, and it looks pretty good. Let's see. Of course not, Daniel. Come on now. That makes me think you're a troll. I just told him he couldn't open up anymore. You know? Yeah, swing trading, I don't think you need to buy a book on swing trading. You know, swing trading is mostly like looking at extension. I would say the easiest way to swing trade is look for massive overreactions and then take the other direction. So like an example is look for a company to report neutral earnings but drop 10%. You know, blue chip company, not mid caps, not penny stocks, blue chips only. You wait for a healthy company to have a massive overreaction short term. Like, again, the way I do it is I look for companies to drop, like, neutral earnings, maybe good, maybe bad, and then drop 10%, 15%, 20%, and then I buy it up after that big drop, and I sit on it for a couple days. Almost always it's going to bounce back at least a small percentage. I take some off, you know, and that's it. Hey, bro, what's up? Here, stay right there. What is it? What'd you get?
They told me to show you that.
Ooh, Iron Valiant. Here, let me look it up. You know, just look, it might be worth something, it might not.
Probably not. But there's not a lot of features.
It's a pretty good card, let me see. Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you get it rated or not.
If I get it,
If you get it rated, it's like a $23 card. Here you go.
what does that mean?
This is not bad. It's not a cheap card. I would save it. Good job, bro. All right, we're here. What do you think we'll see when we see a rate pulse, so the market will react negatively and go down? I don't know. I think it could be the other side, but it's not really. It's hard to tell, to be honest. It really is. It's hard to figure out. It's hard to tell. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think the market wants a rate cut? I think it's too early. I think that'll probably cause a negative reaction right now because it's too early. All right, look at Nvidia back up to 894s here. Back up to 894s. Making a bounce back, chat. It is rebounding some here. Let me pull up Discord. I don't think I pulled it up yet. Again, we are going to get ready to day trade today. It is the Fed decision day. All right, so again, we're going to get ready to day trade. And again, we're going to be day trading on Apex funded account programs. Here's the NASDAQ. I might buy this dip right here and maybe slowly scale in. I see Nvidia start to rise, and if Nvidia keeps rising, that's great. And again, you can kind of see day trading futures is very similar to day trading stocks. But there's no PDT rule in this, so I can do this, buy market, sell market. So we'll see if we get a rise, or if we keep dipping. There we go. There we go. Took half off, locked it in, kind of slowly catch the bounce. So we're out. Just built up a little bit more cushion in the account. We're up hundreds in this account so far. We're just trying to build up maybe a little bit more. But again, we're kind of scalping in futures. And again, we're scalping essentially the QQQ price action. This is the same thing as the Q. No, the price is different, but the price action is exactly the same. If you look at the QQQ and then you look at this, it's the same exact price action. So you can kind of see same exact thing. So we'll see if we can keep it up. This is an Apex right now. And again, if you want to help support your boy here and check it out, promo code BT, beginner trading. I think it's worth it, Jeff, because it's powerful because I can use a bunch of micros, limit my risk. Like the problem with most people is that if you buy one contract of the regular NASDAQ, it's going to move against you so fast, like so quickly it's going to move against you that you can hit max losses very, very quickly. The good thing about Apex is that I can use hundreds of micros here. So instead of risking super high risk per trade, I can lower my risk, take a very small risk, and scale in, add size if I want to, if it pulls back or if, whatever, I can add size to it. And that's just a really powerful thing. That allows me to start in small. Like I'm a scaler when I trade. So I scale in and out. If you watch me trade, you'll see me do that a lot where I'll scale in slowly, I'll scale out slowly. And yeah, it's something I do a lot. Yeah, so we are bouncing up a little bit, testing the top of that range. I'll zoom in here so you guys can see this. Yeah, you can't swing trade here. It's just day trading. Again, my channel got 10 million views, chat. 10 million. That's a really cool stat, bro. A really, really cool stat. 10 mil. My channel has gotten 10,053,652 views. You know, you love to see it. I gotta brag about this. I should have held that long a little bit longer, but that's all right. Wait, who? Lou? Lou versus Wall Street passed away. I don't know who that is, but rest in peace. Sorry to hear. How'd he pass? Man. Wait, here, I gotta mute the background. Anybody know what happened? To Lou versus Wall Street. I'm reading the news on Twitter. Hold on, I gotta mute the background music because I'm trying to watch this video. Man. Dude, that's sad. Man, I feel for him, bro. Like, I see some type of video with him hooked up to, like, different IVs and stuff. And he's saying, hey, if you think you're having a bad day, you're not. And then he said, I'll be back. And I guess he never came back, man. Oh, that's sad. What happened to him, man? Rest in peace. Yeah, we're almost certainly not going to cut rates today. What happened to him? All right, chat. Super Micro bouncing up a little bit. Nvidia is still consolidating here. You got to watch Nvidia. Nvidia over the previous closing price. I'm going to buy this. All right, we're going to try to scale into a position here because I think Nvidia is over the previous close and it might be at a bounce spot. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Okay, let's take some size. There we go. There we go. Look at this. Hey, look at that call. We'll hold the rest. We'll give it a little bit more time, but we've already scaled out. Hold the rest break even here, I think, too. Again, I'm looking at Nvidia over the previous close. That's a sign of strength. All right, we're gonna cut it. All right, so yeah, we're up. Slowly grinding these accounts up, man. 10 rate cuts. Yeah, he was one of the AMC traders. Apparently, Lou versus Wall Street was one of the traders that told everybody to get out when AMC was at like 50. And in hindsight, he was right. But I didn't know him. I didn't watch him. So I'm not going to pretend like I did. But seems like a good dude. Rest in peace to the man, you know. It's sad. Is there a stock alternative? Not that I know of. You know, not that's reliable. You know, I was sponsored by a stock prop firm. It wasn't TradeNet. It was a different company. You know, for a long time. And like I would promote them and use them, but when it came time to like pay, like they got weird with paying me. They would be like, "Yeah, you're gonna earn this much," and then whenever I would try to like get paid, they would say, like he would say, "Oh, well, we got to pay the salesman, you know, part of your commission or something." Like it was just really weird, and so I stopped. There was a lot of red flags for them, and so if they're struggling to pay me, you can only imagine what they're doing to traders. And again, I'm not going to be specific about the company. Again, I'm not talking about Top Step. I'm not talking about Apex. I'm not talking about TradeNet. It's a completely different company than any of these. Papa Powell will pump? Maybe. All right, let's watch Nvidia. See if Nvidia holds this previous closing price level. That's the big level. That's the big spot. Federal Reserve, hey. Hey, bud.
Hello.
How you doing, man? You can have those, bro. Those are all dog chewed up. What happened to those? Hey, dude, didn't I buy you like a $200 pair of sunglasses?
Yeah, and I put it in the glasses box, but I looked over it.
So you lost them.
No, actually, you took it.
I didn't take those glasses, bro.
Well, then I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's
They
alright,
looked in your room in the cabinet.
Yeah, it's all right, buddy. Just find them, all right? Love you, buddy. Have a great day, man. Oh, no. It's all right. That's my fault. I bumped it. It's all right. All right, buddy. Love you, man. Have a great day at school, dude. All right. Yeah. Where are your viewers mostly from? The United States, the U.S. Almost. I mean, if we look at it, I can look at the makeup of my channel, right? Like if we look at the analytics, most of my viewers are from the U.S., like largely from the U.S., like over 50%. You know, so we see proof of this. here. They're not over 50%, but a large majority of them are from the US. %41% are from the United States, which is, I mean, we're based around the US stock market. Like, we get people from India, Germany, Canada, UK, all that stuff, because we cover economic reports, and and people from all across the world watch the US economy because it influences everything else, as well as, like, it's the most active market in the world. So, but yeah, most people are from the US. Where are you guys from? All right, so we look at the NASDAQ still climbing here. Nvidia didn't break, though. We still got some room. Here's the Q down here. It's at 440s. Yeah, I mean, look, I can look at it even more in detail if you guys want. Like, we could take CPI data. We'll look at the CPI stream. Yeah, I mean, again, US is the largest company or country, is where most of the viewers are from, you know. Like, in terms of individual country, like, US is definitely the largest country people come here from. We got people from all across the world, but yeah. I mean, again, people like, most of the people that like gold are from overseas. You know, a lot of people in overseas watch gold and trade gold, and they want to watch these economic reports because it influences gold in that way, you know. So. But again, 10 million views here, chat. 10 mil. What a crazy number. Honestly, I'm proud of it. 10 million views. Hey. I need batteries for my keyboard. All right, chat. Chuck. No, I only recently started using Apex this month. So I only started using Apex in March. So we're still working on it. But since then, we've already funded in 4 different accounts. So we're already funded in 4 different accounts. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people from all across the world that are here. It just depends, man. Like, you know, different people watch different things. All right, guys. Apple at 176.20s. John, you should do copy trading so we can join. You get 10% commission. I don't know. Yeah, you don't need to pay me compliments, bro. My head's already big enough, dude. Again, we're in this upward trend. The market's rising back up. Let's see if we get some continuations here. I'm green on the day again. That's nice. Hey, thank you, Tactical. Yeah, we're about to hit 131,000. We got about 500 people here, but like if we look at it, we're pretty close to 131K. We're pretty close. Like we need about 100 subs to break 131,000. So we'll get there pretty soon. Where's Trade Evade here? All right, so all right, Chad, so we're still up here. I'm going to start shorting this, just a small contract or two, just because we're up so much. I think it's time for a correction. It's going to be a contract or two small. All right, so we're down a little bit on this trade. I don't know what I want to do with this one here. I guess we'll wait. We've been in this upward trend for so long that I'm gonna bet that this trend is gonna crack down a little bit. I mean, it really depends on Nvidia, I guess, here, though, in all honesty. Add a little bit more, try to fix my average a little bit, but again, time's taking a little bit too long here. We'll let it test the high and test and stuff, but I guess it's still pretty early. It's not even 8 a.m. yet. Apple's still rising up though, so that does look good. So again, we're testing the highs. There's a big pullback. There we go. Boom. So we just scalped $140 on our other Apex account, on our other Apex 75K combine on Trade Evade here. So beautiful short reversal here. We thought we would reject at this high of the day level, and we did. You can see in this one, we're actually up about 375 on this account, 375. If you want to see my progress here, and again, this is my performance account on Apex, right? So again, if you want to see my progress this month, which is the only month I've been trading with them, let's take a look. All right, I got to cut this here. This is going against me, unfortunately. We're just going to get out a little $15 loss. It's all good. I'm trying to see it. Where's my performance? Let's see. This week, last week. Let me reset this. Nice little cushion here, though. I'll take it. This month. I don't know why it's taking so long to load this. That's weird. Let's try this last week. I want to see my stats. Okay, here's last week. This month. Okay, there we go. I don't know what is taking it so long to get this to work. So, like, here's my stats. I finally got it up. I want to see this again. Okay. Yeah. All right, so here's this month. I don't know why I can't get the rest to work. But this is this month, right? So you can see I'm running about 70% accuracy this month on this account. About 70%. My average losing trade is only $10, so that's not bad. My average winning trade's about $10, which kind of goes like I usually shoot for a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. So I'm usually looking for like a 1-to-1 ratio here. You can see my cumulative graph with profits. Like you can see how it slowly builds up over time. And so this is my profit graph, my P&L distribution, time of day, all that good stuff. You can kind of see my trades placed here as well. Like let's go a little bit more. So again, you can kind of see my profit is on the right side here. So again, you can kind of see my P&L 17, 11, 3, 3. You can see how much I'm green versus red. We had a string of kind of losing days here. Kept on trading. This is all the first. So there's so many trades here, to be honest. But again, today, 25.50. So we're doing pretty good. But yeah, that's this account so far. Not too bad. If we want to look at my $300,000 account, my 300K account. And we're slow and steady here. But I'll go ahead and show you the profit on each. We're slow and steady. So here's this month. Let's see if it'll pop up. Okay, so yeah, here's this month of trading. All right, so here's the month so far. So about 550 gross. 3-to-1 win-loss ratio. Doing really well on both of these. I haven't really traded on my other ones, I don't think. But we're doing really well on both of these. Kind of slowly building up profit. And yeah, you know, seem to have a winning system so far. Like that scalping system I'm using seems to be a good system. We'll see if we keep it up. We'll see if we keep it up. I'm going to preface this, Cal, before I talk about the settlement that happened. I'm going to preface this with I am not a real estate professional. I'm not marketing myself as an agent. And if you contact me wanting me to be your agent, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be your agent. Sorry, bro. Sorry, guys. But with that said and out the way, you know, what went on with the National Association of Realtors and Real Estate is that it's a rule. Like, it's an actual rule. Like, if you get your real estate license, you'll have to learn this rule, is that there can't be a monopoly over commission rates. There can't be a monopoly over commission rates. And so essentially you can't have a set commission rate, like a universal commission rate. Like usually the commissions that I've done are around 3% each. Like each side gets 3%, the buyer's agent gets 3%, the seller's agent gets 3%. And that's pretty standard. Like if you go outside of that, you know, it's definitely less common to go outside of that. But basically the rule, and this is how the rule has always been there, is that you can't have a defined commission rate. It's always got to be negotiable. Well, anyways, the National Association of Realtors was sued. So the National Association of Realtors was sued, and they settled for billions of dollars. 418 million settlement actually announced Friday. You know, it's the most powerful National Association of Realtors is set to usher in the most sweeping reforms the real estate market has seen in a century. So NAR already lost a big case. If the settlement announced Friday is approved by federal court, the standard 6% commission goes away. Sellers would no longer have to make a compensation proposal to prospective buyers and their agents. Critics have said that they encourage brokers to push their client towards more expensive property. Another new rule to see home buyers have to sign an explicit deal with the broker before they start working with one. Honestly, that's a great sign. Honestly, you need that, right? Like, honestly, I don't think that's a bad move at all, to be honest. I don't think it's a bad move at all. You know, like we already have to have people sign contracts. It's called IABS, the information about brokerage services is what it's called here in Texas. But like you already got to sign something. Hopefully this stops people, because one of the things that you'll see a lot is you'll see people that just want to look at houses, and they're terrible people, right? Like if you use a real estate agent's time like this, where you know you're not going to use them to buy a house, you're going to use another real estate agent to buy a house, but you really want to look at a property and you're just so freaking impatient that you're just going to waste some agent's time and energy just so you can go see the house. If you're transparent about it, it's fine, but there's a lot of people that aren't, that'll pretend that they'll be your client, and then they'll get you to show them houses, and then at the end of it, they'll go to their friend or whoever that was unavailable originally. You see that a lot. Like, terrible people, honestly. Just, you know, selfish, narcissistic people. But yeah, hopefully they get rid of that, and hopefully, you know, again, I don't know the rules. I haven't really done real estate business in a long time. I'm not really, I don't need to do business. I got other stuff I'm doing where I don't need real estate business at all. And so I'll have to look up. I know I have the head of my brokerage. All right, so Nvidia watch $900 for Nvidia. $900 is like a big level, so watch $900. All right, so yeah, so I'm reading what the change is here in Texas. So the changes will go effect mid-July. National Association of Realtors was able to retain the right of consumers to continue to have cooperative compensation as an option as long as they pursue it off MLS through negotiation and consultation with real estate professionals. NAR has agreed to put in place new rule prohibiting offers of compensation on the MLS. The change will go into effect mid-July. The settlement expressly provides that sellers may communicate seller concessions such as buyer closing costs according through the MLS, that such concessions are not conditioned on the use of payment to a buyer broker. Yeah, interesting. And again, not a real estate professional. Check everything with you guys. But interesting for sure. All right, guys. So again, we traded a little bit today. Apple. And again, we're trading on Apex. We showed you guys our stats here. These are our stats for the month. This is our stats for the month on our $300,000 one. The other stats are on this one. This week, our stats here are, let me see if it'll load. Having trouble getting this to load. It's kind of off. This week. Yeah, I can't get the other one to load. But again, we are on Apex funded accounts. Apex funded accounts. Use promo code BT, beginner trading, if you haven't already. We appreciate it. You can also use the link in the description if you want to take this with me. We're going to try to get a withdrawal out of this 75K account. Oh, I gotta sneeze. All right, so we got a little pullback. We're still in this trend. I think you can kind of see the trend here. I don't know if we're going to continue in this trend or not, so don't copy me, not an investment professional. But I think the trend is pretty clear this right now. I don't know how long we're going to hold this. This is on a 1 minute chart, but we are in this trend, and Nvidia is starting to bounce up. So look, we might buy this here. Specifically, I see Nvidia trying to run. Super micro up. We got the FOMC meeting today, guys. Crazy day today, honestly. Super packed, super busy. Can you explain your point of view regarding the Fed? Sure. So again, the Federal Reserve, what they do is going to depend on how inflation looks at any moment in time. Inflation has been a little higher than expected over the last 30 days. CPI was higher. So we have had higher inflation over the past 30 days or so. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit of profit off here, lock that in. But yeah, we have had higher inflation over the last 30 days. The Fed's job is to keep the economy protected and balanced. If inflation is really bad, they are more likely to be hawkish and try to push the interest rates up to discourage spending, because as spending goes down, that'll correct prices in that way, right? So again, if the Fed is worried about inflation, they're going to raise interest rates. They're going to raise the federal funds rate, and that's what they've done for a while now, but we've been pausing rates for the last 6 months or so. And, man, look at this drop. What's dropping fast? Something's dropping fast right now. It's not Nvidia. Something's dropping fast. I don't know what this drop is. That's the biggest red candle we've had all morning. Something's dropping fast. It's a stock. It's not Apple. It's not Tesla. It's not AMD. Anybody know what's dropping? Anyways, but yeah, so basically, if inflation is a risk, the Fed is going to try to push interest rates up by raising the federal funds rate. But they've been pausing now. The point is, though, we've raised rates enough over the past few years. Inflation is to a reasonable level at 3%. 3% is not an unreasonable inflation spot. So inflation is under control. But I think it's too early to cut rates. And I think most of the market does as well. It's just too early to start cutting rates. And so in that regard, I don't think we're going to cut rates this month. I think instead we are going to wait and maybe cut rates in June and July. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon that we cut rates. I just don't. I don't think we're going to cut rates now. I don't think we're going to cut rates anytime soon. And so, yeah. I think we're going to pause almost certainly, and I think the rest of the market does as well. Like 99% of the market thinks we're going to pause. They don't think we're going to start cutting rates this month. So it's almost certain that we're not going to cut. That we're almost certainly going to pause interest rates. Yeah, I don't know. This dip is very large. I don't know what's going on. Usually this is from a stock, but I can't figure out what stock is dropping it. It could be Apple, I guess. Apple's falling some here. I don't know. The market wants Powell to tell us when he will cut. I think we're going to pause, and I think Powell's going to be dovish, or hawkish, I'm sorry. Look at this drop, though. That's a weird drop. Maybe Microsoft? What's Microsoft doing? It's not Microsoft. I'm trying to figure out why the market's falling like this. It's a big drop. Look at these candles show up. So this is usually some type of economic... Let me see. Yeah, pause with a hawkish tone is what I think is essentially going to happen today. Nvidia's up to basically 900 though. The Q's pulling back. Let's see if it holds now. What's up, John? Any thoughts on FSR? I don't like Fisker at all. It's too new of a company. Most of these up-and-coming EV brands are going to fail. And so I just don't like Fisker at all, you know. Yeah, the SPY is dropping drastically. I'm trying to figure out what it is, though. Like, what's dropping the SPY right now? Chipotle getting a stock split. Yeah, I don't know what's tanking the SPY. Something's dropping it fast. Well, Japan raised rates, I think, right? First, it was their first, or they cut rates. It was their first cut in like years. No? If I remember correctly, that's what happened. All right, there's Nvidia back up to 898s. They raised. I mean, they raised for the first time in like 20 years, right? Yeah, that's what it was. I knew they did something. Apple bouncing up a little bit here. Here's Amazon at. Yeah. Love you. Have a good day. I know. Love you. All right, chat. Sideways action right now. Sideways chop. It's a leak. People say there's a leak every time. They're almost always wrong. You know, the leak always says something crazy too, like, hey, they're gonna cut or something, you know. Again, they're almost wrong, always wrong. Depends on what wording you use. The leak, folks. Probably Congress selling. Yeah, that's probably what goes on. I mean, we'll see. International investors used to loan money 0% interest from Japan and brought it back to their. Yeah, I'm sure. Fed chair selling? Maybe. We'll see. Again, very flat day. I mean, it's not a surprise with the economics going on right now. He'll be very big by design. Yeah, almost certainly. I mean, that's kind of how he goes. All right, chat. So we're getting some breakdowns in markets here. We're just kind of sitting tight. We are breaking down a little bit here. SPY's right at the previous closing price, 200 EMA. We'll see if we bounce. We're going to see if the SPY bounces right here. Maybe it does. But again, not the best action to trade, I would say. I wonder if we pivoted to a downward trend or what. Yeah, we got this big breakdown. You can see when the trend breaks, there might have been some good trades to take. All right, guys. So, what time of the UK? Maybe 8 p.m. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen. I don't know. It's tough to tell. The Nasdaq, we got this beautiful breakdown here. Let me see what other accounts here I have. All right, so we do have this one. I don't know what this one is. Let me check. Alright, so we're switching accounts. Let's see what we got. So I'm trying to check to see. Okay, so it's a 50K one. All right, so yeah, this is a 50K one right here. All right, so we got this big breakdown here. Part of me wants the long. I want to watch Nvidia. Nvidia's right at this previous closing price. So this might give us a spot to like ride it up. Depends on if Nvidia starts bouncing though. Oh no, this is in the wrong account. Oh crap, dude. I just made a mistake. Oh no, dude. I made a terrible mistake. I took my 50K combine. I thought this was one of my challenge accounts, and it's not. Oh no. I just made a mistake. And now I'm staring at it kind of like a deer in the headlights. I was gonna swing for it and go for it in one of my challenge accounts. What have I done? What's the... Ugh. Hold on. What's the max size? Whew. All right, we got out. Oh, man. All right, we got out with a very small loss. Whew, dude. Okay, we bounced up big, but man, dude, we thought this was a challenge account, and it wasn't. It was one of our actual funded accounts. And so we ended up losing a couple hundred, but no. Okay. Whew. Yeah. It was almost really bad just now. Jeez, man. Hello. Oh my gosh, dude. Is today Wednesday? Oh crap, dude, it is. Alright, chat, I'll be right back. Alright, chat, I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. It's trash day. All right, I'm back. Whew, man, luckily I got lucky. They didn't take the trash out. So they didn't take the trash. I'm forgetting everything today, man. I'm just messing up. Whew, I'm not out of breath. You're out of breath. Oh, man. It's probably wasn't a trade getting filled. It's probably just an alert. No, I slept fine. Like, we ended up going to the Pokemon shop and doing stuff. Like, that's kind of something that we did yesterday. So that's what ended up happening. We got home late. And yeah, I just forgot. Usually my wife will remind me. She didn't remind me. You know. All right, so we got this big breakdown over the last few minutes. We'll see if we rise up. See if we continue back up. What trading app do you recommend? It's all subjective. I use Toss and then I use Quant Tower. All right, big bounce back here. Pretty big rebound. Nvidia still trying to hold. Trying to get used to larger size. All right, so we got this big rebound. I'm worried we're going to have choppiness today, too. And again, if you haven't already, check out Apex. This is Apex funded account programs. You got to understand, if you've ever wanted to day trade, when I first got started, I lost thousands of dollars. This is a shameless plug, by the way. I lost thousands of dollars when I first got started day trading. That is not an uncommon story for most people. That is very, very common. Most day traders lose money. Almost all day traders, in fact, lose money. And it makes absolutely no sense to risk thousands of dollars yourself. It really doesn't. Every trader thinks they're going to be some type of savant prodigy trader. You're probably not going to. In fact, you're probably going to lose a bunch of money. And so it makes no sense to put up thousands yourself and risk that. Instead, do the smart thing. Only risk a funded account program in the beginning. You still learn how to trade. It still teaches you how to trade under pressure even, but the risk is noticeably less profound and impactful over your everyday life. You know, if you they give you a demo and they test your skill in futures. And in the futures market, there's no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short, you know, buy market, sell market, all this good stuff in futures, and there's no PDT rule. I can day trade the SPY price action, the Q price action, and what's called the NASDAQ and the E-mini S&P, and there's no PDT rule. I could day trade short, buy market, sell market, you know, use big size, small size on Apex, and there's no PDT rule. And the patterns are very similar to blue chip stocks. The patterns in futures are very similar to Apple or Amazon or specifically Nvidia, especially right now, but there's just no PDT rule. And so I can day trade short, do all these different things with much less risk. And if I lose, it's not the end of the world. Like if I'm down on these funded account programs, I only lose what I pay for the challenge, which on Apex, the base one's $30. If you lose, you're only out $30. It's the best of both worlds. It's limited risk. You still learn how to trade under pressure. It's not just a regular demo account, so you still have something to lose. And if you're good enough to pass it, you get a 90% split. And so it's a great middle ground of pressure to learn how to day trade. And again, Apex is a sponsor of mine. I'm super biased because they pay me money. But if you want to check them out, here's the link. You can use my promo code BT, Beginner Trading. BT, all one word. BT, Beginner Trading. BT helps support the channel. We appreciate the love. Thanks so much. And we'll see what the market does, chat. We'll see if it gives us some better action today. Apex, you can use Trade Evade on Apex, Underground Famous. Companies that will go red, Tyson Foods, Planet Fitness. I think I'm in Tyson Foods, personally. I think I'm in it right now. Yeah, I've been in Tyson Foods. What's my average? My average price of Tyson Foods is $51.17. $51.17. Look at Tesla start to rise. Tesla back up to 172s. Then all you do is you lose what you pay for it. So your only risk in these is what you pay for it. The base ones, if we look at these here, chat, the base one you're risking, it's 80% off right now. So it's 80% off if you use my link. Plus it's a 1-day pass. So typically you would have to trade for a minimum of 3 days to get funded. Today and for the rest of the time they have this sale, you can get funded in 1 day. So it's $30 for the base one. So your risk is $30. If you lose and you get disqualified and you hit the max loss, they give you a demo, they test your skill. You got to pass the test. You got to hit the profit target. In this case, it's $1,500 without hitting the trailing threshold, which is $1,500. If you do that, then you get $25K in funding with a 90% split is what it is. Yeah, I went and saw Dune. That means I can bet on I can short this if I want to on the NASDAQ. Let me make sure this is the right account before I start shorting stuff. Okay, yeah, it's the right one. So I can short the NASDAQ here if I want. Like I could take 2 contracts short like this, and I'm going to. Although I think it's kind of risky. I don't know, actually. I think Nvidia is starting to fall under the previous close, so I think we might get a correction to the downside. We'll see if I'm right. There we go. And so that way I profit as it breaks down. So you can see I make money as it drops. And we were right so far, at least. Let's see if we get a larger flush down. Apex, well, Apex is just a program you can use. Like this is Quant Tower is the platform I'm using here. QUANTOWER. But I can use Trade Evade. I can use, it's a Rhythmic account is what this one is. All right, so we were absolutely right about that breakdown here. We're going to go ahead and cut that. The problem is they keep changing the definition of inflation and the criteria. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter which lens you look at it under. You could look at PCE inflation. You could look at CPI inflation. You could look at PPI inflation. They're all universally around 3%, 3.5% right now. And so it doesn't matter which lens you look at inflation under. Inflation right now is about 3.5%. It's like it varies depending on the metric from 3 to 3.5%, which is not crazy high. It's not like it was 9% a year ago. A year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. So inflation's gotten a lot better since the Fed did their quantitative tightening. They stopped buying bonds and expanding their balance sheet. They raised the federal funds rate, and then they've kept it steady with pausing the federal funds rate for the last 6 months or so. So yeah, I mean they've gotten better. All right, so we're kind of consolidating after bouncing up a little bit. We did get that breakdown in Nvidia, which was kind of a predictor in this downward pressure here. Carvana, be fearful when others are greedy, greedy when others are fearful. 2% is the best, right? But it's very hard to hit 2%. You know, like again, 3% is not bad, despite what anybody else says. Am I typing right now? I don't think I'm typing, am I? What did I type? Oh, okay, I see what I know what you, yeah, I was typing on Google. My son didn't believe, my son's doing typing classes right now. He didn't know he was in the presence of the top 3 greatest typer of all time in the world right now, for sure. You know, he didn't know. And so, you know, I had to kind of school him a little bit and be like, this word, however. Oh my gosh. See, it would have been better if it wasn't for that freaking hiccup I had, dude. He didn't know he was in the presence of the top 3 greatest typers of all time ever in the world. But yeah. I have to mute the music because anytime I click show results, they hit me with an ad. A loud ad. They always hit me with the ad. My top is like 95 words per minute. Yeah, I just got 80 here, but that's all right. My top was 93. Actually, this was just 80, and it's all right. You know, again, if I didn't mess up, like I botched, like I spent too much time on errors. If I would have just kept going, it would have been close to 90. But it's all good, bro. It's all good. They're like, oh, this is the easy test. Make you spell chocolate 6 times in a row. All right, so we're breaking down big here all of a sudden. Look at the Nasdaq flush. Look at the Nasdaq flush here. Interesting. And why is the Nasdaq breaking down so fast here? Anybody know what's going on? What tech stock is dropping? All right, so Hindenburg discloses a short position in Equinix. All right, so let's look. Amazon's doing okay. Apple's not dropping that bad. Tesla's falling fast. Microsoft's not that bad. Meta's not that bad. Why is the market turning like this? Look at this big dip. Wow. Big drop. It is a kind of a flat day here. Alright, so we did get big red action all of a sudden. I don't know why, but we did get big red action all of a sudden. Alright, so we did just get a big rebound back up. I'm going to try to short this. This is typically a short pattern here. See if we can catch it. Very small size. And then getting a pop back up too. Very choppy sideways action here. So it is the Fed day. Alright, so we got 6 contracts here. 6. Let's see if we get the retracement that we're looking for. Alright, so we're about flat. Tesla's bouncing up a little bit too. Take 8 contracts here, and then we'll use 4 lot increments, about half the size. There's a flush down. Took 25% off of the position. It's better. All right, we'll take another. All right, so we took half off the position over the last few minutes here. Let's see what the rest gives us. Take another half off there too. Lock that in. Take a little bit more off here. Lock that in too. All right, not a bad little short into that resistance spot. Still flushing. I'm just wondering how much choppiness we're gonna get today. All right, look at Apple flush. So Apple's coming back down. I might short this again. 5 contracts. We got a cushion, so we can take a little bit more here. I'll take 10. Alright, so we're about flat, and then we're bouncing back up a little bit. I want to see if we get time to break. I think this is a pretty big resistance level, but if not... yeah, we're going to have to cut this. We just let it go too quickly. I'm learning size with micros, so forgive me, chat. I'm going to slow down my trading until the opening bell. We're just kind of getting caught in a lot of choppy action, unfortunately. Fearful when others are greedy. I see choppiness. Tesla's been flat. Nvidia's been going up and down and up and down. The NASDAQ broke out of this trend and has basically been sideways since then. My throat still hurts. Some of these videos only I gotta be trolling. This person's cooking in a Stouffer's. This has got to be a troll. This has got to be a troll. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, so there's a lot of fake. Y'all be careful right now. There's a lot of scammers that are using AI to pretend to be Michael Saylor, to pretend to be, you know, Patrick Bet David, asking listeners to scan the code on screen and doing some stuff to double the Bitcoin. So this is still going on. It's been going on forever. And you know, again, it looks like there's a fake MicroStrategy page that is still going on and has been for over an hour. And again, Michael Saylor, they're using AI to pretend to be Michael Saylor and to ask, again, nobody is going to double your Bitcoin. Do not let greed overpower logic. Nobody's going to double your Bitcoin. All right. Nobody is. If you think they are, you're not paying attention. Nobody is going to double your Bitcoin. Do not send any random scammer overseas crypto. You sound better than Monday. Yeah, dude. Again, I'm feeling better, but not as good. Only you can prevent forest fires. Yeah, Michael Saylor's not going to be giving away free Bitcoin. It used to be Elon. What they used to do is they used to splice up a bunch of old Elon interviews with Kathy Wood and pretend to be giving away crypto. They do it all the time. People get so desperate. Like, confirmation bias gets them scammed. They're so desperate to believe it's real that they send these random addresses crypto. They never see it again. Like, you'll never get your Bitcoin back. Hello? Hi. Yeah, it's alright. I have to work today. It's a Fed meeting day. I gotta work. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's alright. Alright. Love you. Bye. Alright. Alright. Q at 140, 439.50s here. Bouncing at the 200 EMA. I've stopped trading. I gave back a little bit too much in that last trade. And so, it's just sideways and choppy, unfortunately. All right, so new from Hindenburg short report. They just posted something on Equinix. Major accounting manipulation, core business decay, and selling an AI pipe dream as insiders cashed out of hundreds of millions. Equinix is an 80 billion cap data center real estate investment trust. EQIX is the symbol. And it dropped some, but it's since rebounded back up. Is this ETB? I usually kind of buy up these dips, but it's not really doing enough to make that justifiable. Yeah, they still do it. I see them a lot. Yeah, I heard about the Chipotle split. It's gapping up pretty big from it. I don't know when the split takes effect. Chipotle's at $3,000 a share, which is kind of crazy. Again, I don't know when the split takes effect, but we'll see, you know. All right, chat. We got about 30 minutes until the market opens. 30 minutes here. We'll see how this goes. Hey, we're getting up close. We need less than 100 subs to break. We'll break that today for sure. We'll break 131,000 today, definitely. Also, I'm going to throw it in sub-only mode, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. We do see this little trend. I see a trend. I don't know if it's going to hold, but we see a trend. I don't know if that angle looks right. Does it? I guess it does. All right, so we see the trend here. I don't know if it's going to continue in this trend. We could try. But again, it's been kind of choppy day. Nvidia's flat, Tesla's flat, Q's flat, Apple's flat. I just don't see much action right now. We just threw it in sub-only mode as well, chat. So announce yourself. Show us you're subbed. I appreciate it. Are you guys green today? I'm definitely not so far. This is Quant Tower, so I'm just drawing the parallel trend that I see here. I like parallel trends, so that's what we're looking at. I mean, maybe we could short the top of this range, but I don't know. $50-1. I think a 50-1 split is good. So that's gonna break Chipotle shares down to what, 150 bucks? Is my math right? 58. Okay. My math is wrong. Top 3 mathers in the world right now. 50 to 1 split, but yeah, that's a big split. That's basically making it 50 times less in price. What Powell joke is everybody concerned about? What color is his tie? You know, what color is Powell's tie is the question. And I don't freaking know. We'll see. Our trend worked here, man. We should just stick with these big trends that we've been drawing. They work, and then when they break, they kind of work even better, I think, sometimes, too. You get some, like, really nice action. Green, red, red. Coinbase has 100 million registered users. You know what I find incredibly funny? You know what I find incredibly funny is, you know, streaming services, the whole point of streaming services was they got rid of commercials, right? Like, you didn't have any commercials on these streaming services, and that was the point. Like, you could watch Netflix with no ads. You could watch Netflix with no ads. You could watch, you know, Amazon with no ads and all this stuff, right? So we've gone full circle here. You know, originally they were offered, and you wouldn't advertise with no ads, right? Then they basically got rid of conventional cable TV. They got rid of conventional cable TV. So they went from conventional cable TV with commercials to streaming with no commercials. That got rid of conventional cable TV. And now that conventional cable TV is out the way, now you see all these platforms starting to pump more ads now. So now you got ads on Amazon, you got ads on Hulu, you got ads on Netflix to a certain extent. And so now you have ads back. So it's gone full circle and went from conventional TV to streaming with no ads. Conventional TV with commercials to streaming with no ads. That got rid of conventional TV with ads. And now that that's gone, now the streaming services are now putting out ads. I thought that was weird, you know, and funny. Pendulum swing. Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, so we're still following this trend line that we have here. Maybe we'll try to buy the trend. Again, it's such a flat day. I've slowed down my trading. We'll trade more after the opening bell. But even still, it's probably going to be kind of flat and boring because we got the Fed meeting today, Chad. So remember, we do have the FOMC meeting today. It's a big report. It's a big meeting. We'll see if this trend holds, though. I'm still green, I think, on equities. Yeah, we're still slightly green on the day. Not super green, though, by any means. Still in that range, though. Look at this resistance level at the top trend line hold. Starting to break, I guess, though, actually. Look. So let's see if it holds. Very choppy day. You can see Tesla flat, Nvidia flat, Q flat. So I just don't see much action going on until the opening bell. It's just kind of a flat day, unfortunately. All right, so we did break out of this trend. Maybe we'll buy a dip or a pullback here, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's the Fed meeting day, right? So it's just a day where we're probably gonna have sideways action. Curious what you think about every person is expecting hawkish, think it goes the other way. And sometimes the market's contrarian, but not always. We'll see. Man, listen to my voice. My voice is going out. Ugh. All right, y'all, hit that subscribe button, chat. We are growing our channel a bunch, man. Today we'll hit 131,000. So again, we got this dip. I might buy this, see if we get a pop back up. All right, so that's gonna be the last buy we got. We'll take 6 contracts tops. Use 3 contract increments to get out. But yeah, if this doesn't work, then it's just choppy day, guys. I mean, we'll wait for the open and hopefully get some better action. But remember, the Fed meeting's at 2 p.m. today, and so the whole market's waiting for that, like without question. The whole market's waiting for the Fed meeting, and so it might be a situation in which we have choppiness leading into the Fed meeting. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to cut this. traders covering there, but I don't know if we're going to get continuations. Watch Nvidia here at the 200 EMA, maybe that'll influence it. Yeah, see. If this breaks down, it does kind of confirm just that sideways nature of the market right now. We're trying to be patient because I don't really mind a $30 or $40 loss, but that drop is what I don't like. Yeah, so that was a quick rejection, fake out, and then a dump. So it's all right. Like I said, we'll come back and wait until the opening bell. We're down a little bit on the day, but I think we got to just wait for the market action to be a little bit better. Apple's breaking down. We also have Nvidia consolidating. It's just a sideways day. We got 15 minutes until the market opens. Again, though, be careful at the opening bell. It might be flat. Again, I am using Apex. Somebody's asking me. I'm using Apex funded account. This current one is a 50K one. And again, what Apex does, they give you a demo, test your skill. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you don't pass the test, you only lose what you pay for the challenge. This one, I believe, is about 35 bucks a month. So even if I lost this whole account, I'd only be down 35 bucks. But if I build up profit, I got a 90% split in this account. And so again, they give you a demo, test your skill. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you don't pass the test, you only lose what you pay for it. And this is a good way to limit risk. Again, if you want to check them out, they're a sponsor. I'm biased. You can use my promo code BT. Only reason I'm doing this plug is because somebody's asking me what I'm using. I'm using a platform with Apex. This is a Rhythmic account on Apex. There's two options. There's Tradeovate and there's Rhythmic. This is a Rhythmic account, so I'm using it on a platform called Quant Tower, although you can also use Tradeovate as well. Like, you can see my Tradeovate account up here also. And so here's my stats on Tradeovate. This is what Tradeovate looks like. Just a chat, a flat, it's like a flat 45 minutes of action here. A lot of upwicks, doji candles happening right now, so it's just kind of boring. It's Wednesday. I hate trading on Wednesday, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, it's hump day, There's Nvidia push it up, so this trade could have worked. I think I need to start taking maybe longer term trades. Scammers trying to send me some weird stuff, dude. There ain't no way I'm gonna click this link, dude. They're trying to send me. What? Let me make sure this is even the right number. Let me see where this number's coming from. They're trying to fish for my email here, bro. I've never used this guy in my life. Eye doctor? Oh, maybe it's for my son, but I don't think so. I'll have to ask my wife, actually. Oh, I remember this doctor. I don't have an appointment with him. Unless it's my son's doctor. I'll have to ask my wife. See, my trade would have worked here, too. Like, look at this. So we were trying to buy this trend break, and it would have worked. Again, I'm just being impatient today. I don't know what it is. Yeah, once approved, you can use the 50K. I mean, they give you a demo account first, and they test your skill with the demo. Yeah, they're not going to raise rates. They're not going to cut rates, in my opinion. They're just going to pause rates. Yeah. Just again, on Apex, you want the max discount. Use BT, beginner trading. It'll get you the max. Bro, YouTube keeps showing me pictures of parrots. Like, they show me pictures of parrots, and now I want a parrot. And Carol's like, nah, bro, we're not getting a freaking parrot. But now I want a parrot. And the only reason I'm not getting one is because we already got 2 dogs. Like, I'm worried Bruce would eat the parrot, personally. You know, so the parrot couldn't just chill with me because Bruce is going to see that parrot and be like, lunch. They already chased the squirrels in our backyard. Can't make them stop. I mean, there's no way to make them stop. And so if we got a parrot, yeah, it just wouldn't work. All right, that reversal would have worked here. I don't like the Lambo SUVs. If I'm getting a Lambo, I want a freaking Lambo. I don't want a Lambo SUV. Look at that reversal, bro. So yeah, we're ripping up right now. Tesla up there to 173s. Q up there to almost 440. Nvidia at 895. So you're still right under 900. Yeah, they make SUVs and I don't even like them. Hey, thanks, Shaky Trades. Appreciate it, brother. He said, yo, I purchased a 25,000 account with your code Monday. Hey, thanks, brother. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the Tesla SUVs either. I'm not a hatchback guy, bro. I'm just not. Oh, I'm not a hatchback type of trader. I never liked hatchbacks. Not gonna get one. Again, if I got a supercar right now, it would probably be a McLaren. How much does a P1 run? There ain't no way I'm ever getting a McLaren P1. I'd get a McLaren 570S is what I would get right now. If I had to get a supercar, it'd be a McLaren 570S. I'd get one for like, you know, a used one for like 120. you know? Like, look, this one's only 130. Only 130, that is. You know? Just 130,000. That's a pretty cool car, though. I mean, again, that's what I would get right now if I could, you know? Nah, Aston Martins, bro, while they're cool, it's gonna... Yeah, no. I'm not getting an English car, no offense. And my last name's London, just to put it in, you know, but English, not the best makers of cars, no offense. All right, so we got this big pop-up. Watch Nvidia, though. Nvidia over the previous close, over the 200 EMA, over the VWAP here. But, I don't know. Hey. All right, so look at that big rip up here. Again, we got 4 minutes here, team. 4 minutes. Oh, McLaren is English. Then I'm an idiot. Then if it is English, hold on. Let me see. I thought they were German, personally. Okay, I'm a huge idiot then. With that said, though, okay, just to be fair. All right, with that said, number one, I am a huge idiot, and the chat is roasting me for it, and understandably so, because I'm a huge idiot here. Number one. Number two, McLarens look cooler. That's my argument. All right, McLarens look cooler. Outside of McLaren, all the other English automobile brands aren't cool. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right. Don't judge me, all right? I have no idea what I'm talking about. Listen, guys, if you didn't listen to the banner here, all right? Look at this right here. Remember, I have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm over here just yapping away, you know. Don't stop me. I was wrong. Y'all were right. Y'all were smart. I am dumb. Y'all are very good looking and I'm not attractive, all right? I'm sorry, guys. Y'all are right. I'm wrong. All right, market's ripping up. Hey, we got 2 minutes here, team. 2 minutes. We'll see if it holds. All right, Chad, I'm going to pause the music here for a second. My bad. My B. Hold on. All right, here we go. We're bouncing up. We got about 2 minutes. Top 3 good-looking guys in the world right now. Listen, that's definitely true. Okay, definitely true. Not a Range Land Rover fan. I love Land Rovers. I'm not a Range Rover fan, to be honest. Look at Nvidia pop. So this might drag the market up some more. Definitely top 3 cars and car enthusiasts. All right, so we got a pullback, but look at Nvidia bounce here. So I would buy this, but we're a minute into the opening bell, chat. So we're a minute in the opening bell. I just don't trust it. All right, here's the opening bell. 40 seconds, guys. 40 seconds. Goldman raised their price target on Nvidia to 1,000. Did they really? Did they really? Goldman Sachs maintains buy, raises price target to 1,000. So that's true. All right, here's the opening bell, chat. 20 seconds. All right, so I'm going to pause what I'm watching. I'm going to put the music back on. Sorry. Yeah, Nvidia's popping up. It's at 898 right now. Look, right under 900. Let's watch that $900 psychological level. Again, we're trading futures at the opening bell. Watch how similar it is to day trading stocks. All right, here's the opening bell. It's loud. Ouch. All right, look, there's the pop. Let's watch Nvidia. Nvidia dipping down a little bit. Look at the trend breaks. Look at how accurate these trend breaks are here. Trend breaks seem to be pretty powerful. Yeah, but Nvidia hasn't hit 1,000 yet, so. All right, let's see if we get some volatility here. Nvidia pushing up to 900 right now, 900. Ugh. All right, so we are bouncing up. Look, Nvidia just broke over 900 and now it's pulling back a little bit. So let's watch it. But look at the market rip up. Tesla pushing up. Q pushing up. Yeah, no, I mean, nobody really. I mean, the only people that listen to it are the initial reaction from the announcement of it. Nobody uses it as a buy or sell level. It's mostly just them pumping the stock up. Realistically, is kind of what's going on. Look at the move on Nvidia, still running. We bought a dip. Let's see if we hold or bounce. All right, we got 6 contracts. It's moving so fast against me now. It might not be my day for day trading, though. We break this low, I'm getting out. I didn't realize I was down that much on this. Yeah, I gotta cut it, man. We are just not doing well today day trading. I don't know why I'm taking such a big size, but some days are like that. We're down like 250 on the day, which we were up more than that. So, I mean, it's fine. But, yeah, definitely not pleasantly surprised by today. We'll kind of pivot over to, let me see. We'll see if we catch a bounce. I'm gonna have to just do much smaller size. And we missed the bounce too. We're getting faked out left and right. Tesla up to 174s, and it's my fault completely. These are just dumb trades, in all honesty. We're up in this trade evade account, so we're up in this one. Let me see what the other amount is. Okay, 17. All right, so we're up in one account. We're down on 2 accounts is what we're at today. Let me make sure this is the right one. Let me look back. Okay, yeah, that's the wrong one. Let me cut that. I don't want to trade that one today. We're already up in that one. Here it is. All right. Pullbacks at the opening bell, chat. Pullbacks. All right, very big pullbacks here. Wait, let me make sure this is the right account. Okay, yeah, this is right. All right, good. Okay. All right, very large dips at the opening bell. So again, up and down big ranges here, chat. You could buy the dip heading into this trend, but look at Nvidia come all the way back down to 895. That's the big risk today. Nvidia, we'll see if we bounce at the previous close. I'm slowing myself down. We're just kind of giving a little bit too much back to the market, at least me personally so far. I got to let the first opening few range play out. And so I don't really want to give back too much and regret today. So I'm just going to slow it down a lot, I think. You know, remember the Fed meeting's at 2 p.m. Yeah, the Fed meeting's at 2 p.m. today, so yeah. We are getting a flush breakdown. All right, so we are breaking down a little bit. break it down here. We're confirming, or we're testing the previous trend now. But again, look at Nvidia dump. So it could be a flat day, chat. So just be careful. Yeah, personally, I think Rhythmic's the best option, in my opinion, than Trade Evade. But Trade Evade's got some good and some bad stuff. It just depends. Alright, so we got some big firm breakdowns now. Let me look at, we got a couple accounts here. Let me see if there's any other accounts I can play with today since that are less risk. We do have less. Let me check these. We got a couple. Let's see what this one looks like. Gotcha. All right, so we do have a breakdown here. Yeah, so I have to wait until my other one gets activated. That's all good. We do have a breakdown here, a flush. Look at Nvidia down to 890s here, 890s. Now remember, none of this price action really means much because it is a day of which, and somehow we're green in equities. Tesla's not doing that bad. It is a day of choppiness most likely because of the Fed meeting. SPY down. Apple down. Tesla. What was that? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm seeing, I know what those alerts, those are alerts from the indicators I've built. I'm not going to say which direction though, don't copy me, not an investment professional. Yeah, don't copy me. Google breaking down too. I'm gonna buy this. We're gonna try to take a range. Wait. Make sure this is the right account. What happened? Where'd it go? There's too many charts here. Okay, exit out of that. Is this it? Oh, wrong account. Dang it, bro. It was the wrong account. It was an old account that I'm not even that's not even active anymore. I wanted this bounce too. I missed it. Look, there's the bounce. I almost bought it right there too. That sucks. It's all good. We'll see if Nvidia rejects here. That's the big question. I might take the other way now actually here because Nvidia's hitting the 200 EMA previous close. So we're going to take 2 contracts and start trading very small. We'll only add 1 more here. And then that's it. And if it doesn't work, it's all good. Small enough size to where it's not super big deal. And we can slowly scale out now if we start to be green. Nvidia's hitting a major milestone resistance level. So we could have a rejection here. That's kind of what I'm betting on. And yeah, that's what we're getting so far. But it doesn't mean much. The market direction is going to be so undefined today. That who knows? We're going up and down. All right, we took a little bit off just to protect the trade. Took a little bit more off there, and then we'll cut the rest. So that trade idea worked. We'll see if we can keep it up. No, stock splits, market cap should stay the same. The amount of shares you have should change, though. Alright, guys, we need only 70 subscribers left to break 131,000. We're going to hit that today for sure, especially with the Fed meeting later on. But yeah. Somehow I have them giving me alerts here. I don't like that. Alright, so there's the breakdown starting to happen again. Nvidia hit that big milestone level here. The previous close, 200 EMA, volume weighted average price. Yeah, we're lagging a little bit, chat. I'm not sure why. Hold on. Alright, so we should be better now. Let me see if that fixed it. Did it fix it? Chat, let me know if you can hear me or not. There we go. That's better. Alright, we're back. Yeah, I know we probably just lagged for a second. That's alright. As long as the stream's still running. This should come back up soon, too. Alright, we good? Y'all can hear me, right? Alright, yeah, y'all can hear me. Good. Yeah, Jensen appearing on Kramer. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had to wait for it to reconnect to Rhythmic, so we're back up. Let me get that up. All right, Nvidia bouncing up a little bit. It's at 890s. The Q approaching the previous closing price. Yeah, y'all bear with me, chat. I'm going to disconnect the Wi-Fi and see if that helps. Okay, yeah, that immediately brought it back too. All right, so here. Yeah, here, I can fix it. It's because I'm messing with the data. There you go. That should fix it just now. Yeah, so Nvidia on the top right chart, look at that. Yeah, I mean, I already got 1,000 megabits per second. It's not perfect, though. Usually we don't lag, but sometimes we kind of dip out and stuff. It happens. It's part of life. Yeah, it looks bearish today, but again, it doesn't matter. None of this matters. It really just depends on what happens during the Fed meeting. All of this is pretty neutral and choppy. So even if, again, we've got time to watch and wait. Fed meeting's at 2 p.m. All right, so we got to break down under a lot of things. We're just kind of waiting to see if we get some better action here. Let me see if Quant Tower opened up yet. I think it did. Yeah, so we're connected. Yeah, there we go. All right, here's a 5-minute chart of the NASDAQ 100 on Quant Tower. We did have a little bounce back up here. Let's see if that holds. Normally I would short this, especially with the Q Tesla being in like a bearish flag like trend. But I don't know. I'm gonna wait. Hey, no worries, Tish. All right, so we'll see if the short idea works. Remember, it could be a choppy day. I'm going to take a small position here, very small. All right, so we got 3 contracts. We're basically flat here. Yeah, it's a day where we poked around a lot. I think I also have to give some of these more time. But, and I'll add one more contract and play with this. But then again, we got to give it some time to work. But yeah. It also could just be a flat, choppy day. Alright, so now we're green, or we were green for a second. There we go. Alright, we took half off, locked some of the profit in because we can, and then take a little bit more off there. We'll let the rest kind of really work. And this is why Apex is dope, because you can use really small size like this, and then your risk is limited on bad days, you know? Alright, we're just gonna get out there. So we just scalped a little bit more. Timing announcement is at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. So I might be building codes in the background. Don't judge me. Alright, so we did bounce back up over the previous closing price on the Q. All right, chat. We got to bounce back. We're probably going to come back later on today for the Fed meeting. And again, so we'll be back streaming, early today ahead of the Fed meeting. So be ready, guys. Again, subscribe if you haven't yet. Right now, my subscriber count is currently at, we need about 50 subs left. So we'll hit that today for sure. Again, if you want to trade with me, this is on Apex. I've been trading on Apex all day. My risk is limited. If I lose these accounts, I'm only out what I pay for them. And again, Apex is really dope because it allows you to trade small. And if you lose, it's not the end of the world. And most day traders lose. If you think you're going to be an outlier and actually make money, you're probably not. Most day traders lose. For the time being, you can get 80% off, and it's a one-day pass. And so again, you can get, you start off, they give you a demo. If you can, they give you a profit target and a max loss. If you can hit the profit target without hitting the max loss first, following their rules, they fund you the same amount. The base one's $25K. It's only $30. The best ones I think are 50 to 150,000. These are still pretty cheap. Like the 150K one right now, if you use my link and get the 90 or get the 80% off, it's 297 times 0.2 is only $60. If you get it, you get 150K in funding with a 90% split. Your max loss is 5,000. Profit goal is 9,000. I think that's a great option. And again, a great way to learn how to day trade. If you lose it, you're out $60. It's not the end of the world. But if you pass it, you get 150K funded account with 90% split, and they've paid out over $100 million. And so a great way to learn how to day trade. Again, if you want to get the discount, the futures market is very similar to day trading stocks. You can see here, I'm using market orders, buy market, sell market. The only difference is the sizing. They use contracts, but you don't really notice it because I can just change how many contracts I want here and day trade it like I day trade stocks. Of course, remember, I'm biased, but if you want to get the max discount, use promo code BT, beginner trading. And with that said, we'll be back a little bit later on today, guys. We'll be back a little bit later on today. We got the Fed meeting later on, so I'll see you guys then. Y'all be safe. Again, remember, the Fed meeting is at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today, guys. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today is when the Fed meeting happens. Be ready for it. It's a big day. It's a big meeting. It will cause volatility. They'll have a full Jerome Powell press conference and all that stuff going live. And so just be ready, chat. It's a huge day for trading and traders in general. Leading up to these Fed meetings usually is pretty sideways and choppy, and so we'll probably have some choppy action going into this Fed meeting. So just be careful. Don't lose your accounts today. It's very possible you can. There's going to be a lot of choppiness leading into it, most likely. And again, you can see that on Tesla, on Nvidia. Nvidia's been flat for the last like 30 minutes. Same thing with the Q, same thing with Tesla, same thing with the NASDAQ futures contract. So y'all be safe, be good. I love you all. Remember, always, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about everything I say. Y'all be good, guys. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be safe. We'll be back in a few hours. Be ready for it, chat. Be ready. We'll be back in a few. Hey, thanks, Tiny. Have a great day. I'll see you guys. Links for the sponsors are in the description. Check them out.